Hello, everybody. Continuation of our session. Today, we are going to see the Excel formulas and the Excel formulas and the different. The first is sum, and then the other versions and the flavors of the sum Excel formula. Sum ifs, and sum product. So these are the four we will see. Then average, average A and average if, count A and count if. Some of this formula we have already seen, but as an formula and as a separate session, I'll be going to cover these points in this. If error is an important formula which we need. If error a function of Excel which we need to uh, use when some errors are occurring after the as an answer after using the formulas after doing some calculations. Then as a fifth point, we'll see max and minimum value calculation, finding out the maximum and minimum value within the range. Then converting upper and lower case, then concatenate and trim. Then fixation. We'll see we look up in another separate, we'll see pivot table and data validation. So these are the points which we want to cover, I want to cover in next few sessions, right? So let's start with it. So for this calculation and use of this Excel formula, what I did is I have, see, just like this, I have already created one Excel sheet, a data sheet, where it is basically a weekly grocery sale data sheet of any shop. What I did is in this, the first column is serial number, second column is the list of the items, FMCG you can call it as in grocery items. So I have taken 25 grocery items, and then any week, like 1 week I have taken, so it starts from 1st January to understand the Excel sheet which is there. Now you have the item list, you have the date, and then each date, how much quantity is sold for that particular item. Then the price, each price, like item-wise price, each item-wise price of that particular item. And then this is a calculation formula where the quantity into price will give me the total amount, a daily amount of that for that particular product. So this is for day one, this is for day two, this is for day three. So similarly, I have just made this Excel formula for, like, these are the 10 days, right? From year to year, the last date is 10 days, 10th date. So you can understand this is what. And then the values, and the values are entered as dummy numbers, which will give me the exact calculation and help me to understand the different formulas, right? So this is the there. Now let us understand the first formula. I'll go back. Like first formula is sum. So sum, what I will do is I'll take sum of all the values. I'll take sum of, like, here is equal to sum. When I write that, what will happen? And if I press tab key, SUM and tab key, what will happen? The formula, the sum function will appear in front of me with the syntax. The syntax says me, what is the syntax? Syntax says me it is basically a number 1, number 2, number C. So that is the number which I want to add. So that is the syntax. If I want to take help of this function, I can scroll over the sum. And if I click that, automatically the help appears in front of me. This help. I can see in the help, everything is written, like how to use that formula if in different ways. So there are various ways which a formula, this sum formula can be written. So what I will do is, right now I'll use this sum formula in 2-3 different ways. So how to use that? Let me just scroll down. I will zoom in this first. Let me zoom in the sheet so that all these cells will appear in front of you. Right now, this is the case, right? Fine. Now these are the values, exact values that are there in front of you. And now what I will do is, here I will write down is equal to, now sum, and they are taking sum. And what I'm doing is I'm selecting all these numbers. So from here, I'll click on the first cell, I'll click shift key, and then I'll click on the last cell. You see the entire row has been selected. I'll complete the bracket. And when I enter, automatically the sum of all the numbers of these rows, it will include the value sum formula. So I have used this sum formula to add all these numbers. So the sum formula has been added. So this is the sum formula. Now, if I want now 5640, it is, what is that? The sum of all the numbers. Now it includes the daily amount also, it includes the quantity also, it includes the price also. Similarly, the sum formula can be used for a column. So is equal to sum And if I click on the first column and then the last column, and then if here I the opening bracket and then the first column and the see it automatically becomes the blue dotted line square circle. So up to the range where I want to select it, and if I close the bracket, enter key, automatically this is the number which is basically sum of all the this AG column and the sum of this AG column. Here it is automatically. So I have used some formula for row also. I have used some formula for column also. Now another way, we have already seen it, but another way, AutoSum will also help me to do that. So what I will do is I'll delete this. I will click on AutoSum. Automatically, it takes the range. It selects the sum. Entire the column will be selected. The range is already there. AG9 to AG33. If I if I click Enter key, automatically this sum will get calculated. See, right now, just I'll click on here and see the range. The range is already selected automatically from the column 1 to column 9. So this is what is the way. So what now three things we have seen. Sum of rows we have seen, all in sequence, sum of column in sequence, and sum AutoSum, that also we have seen. Now I don't want this. I don't want the sum in this way. What I want is sum of only this selected number, right? I want a selected number. So is equal to sum open bracket. And what I will do is I'll click on price only. Now, for example, I want this price. I've pressed control key and I am keeping my control key pressed, and now I click on the another price. So see the cell which has been selected with a different color. First is a blue, light blue color, light maybe red color. Now this is third one, this is fourth one. So I want sum of these four cells only. See W9, Z9, AC9, So if I see comma, what will happen? That particular cell will be selected and not the range. If I click enter, now this 96 is basically addition of those four cells only. Now see the difference. Now if I click on is equal, again I'll show you what is the difference between them. Now if I click on sum, open bracket, and the range when I select, what happens? The range is indicated by the colon mark. The range is indicated by the colon mark. See, V9 colon AF9 double dot, right? Colon mark. And when I'm selecting a particular cell, range of cell colon mark and particular cell is comma. Cells are separated by comma. So this is what it's meaning. So this is what the way with which we have seen how to do the sum, like sum function. Another thing, sum is basically addition. Now the same thing can be done by, see, these four prices is equal to, I can add this by mathematical formula also. So this plus this plus this plus this. So that is also possible. If I click on that, still I'll get us 96 answers. So sum is basically addition. So addition can be you actually done by some function also. See, next is SUMIF and SUMIFS equal to now SUMIF. Sum and then if and bracket. Now if I want SUMIF and then opening bracket. Now if I want the help of SUMIF, I can click here and then the help of SUMIF is appear in front of me. How to use that SUMIF? This is the syntax for the SUMIF. You can see that. What is the syntax? Is equal to SUMIF. Now the range and the condition which I want to put. And just remember, just see it very carefully. The condition whatever condition I want, I want to put it in the quote double quote, right? In quote double quote. What does it mean? In between B2 to B5, only sum those number which is greater than 5, which is greater than 5. The same thing we can do it here in our case also. So we will select this range from here to here, and if this is the range, comma, greater than maybe 25. So if it is greater than 25, all the numbers which are greater than 25 within the selected range will be get added. So this is what it is the meaning. Now check it. So I'll just, right? So this is what you can see that I'm just zoom it so that you can see the formula very neatly and carefully. So SUMIF, the range U9 to AG9, this is the range for which I want to sum, and the value is greater than 25. Now this conditions I have put it on a row. Similar conditions can be put on column itself. So here is equal to sum if open bracket, then I'll select the range. This is the range. This is the range, comma, then double quote, greater than maybe 2000. All right. And then if this is complete, bracket complete. If I click enter, this is the addition of, from AG26, AG26 to AG33. So this range is selected, AG26 to 23. And then if the number is greater than 2000, then it will be added, otherwise it will be added. Right? Solved. Sum ifs. Now when I click SUMIFS bracket, automatically the syntax and help will appear in front of me. When I click on help or SUMIFS, the help window, a new window will get open, help window will get open, and then here I can see how exactly the SUMIF command can be used. Right, now this is the SUMIF command where this is the syntax. SUMIF can be used first range, second range, condition, and third condition. So what does it mean? They have given the example. They have in the Excel help. What they did is a table has been given in which there are 3 columns: quantity sold, product, and salesperson. And what is the formula says to me? Like SUMIFS A2 to A9, A2. This is A2 to A9. First column sum product name starting with A, salesperson name starting with D, and add that quantity together. So that is what is SUMIFS. So let us see. This is the syntax which is given in help. Now we'll see this in our case. This is the 8th number. 8th number row. 8th. So what is D8? D8. D8. What is written in D8th number of row will give me title. And 9th number of row will give me the number. Right? So remember, 8th and 9th. So is equal to SUMIFS bracket open or tab key, and then the range which I want to sum, like D9 to DAG8. This is the AG8, right? This is the AG column. You can see it here, AG column. So AG9, sorry. So D9 to AG9. This is the range which I want to add sum. Now, what is the condition, comma? What is the condition? So D8 to DAG8. So that D8 to that is also got selected. You see it. Initially, the blue line was there. Now it is a red line, the entire. Now I want to put a condition on this. So what condition I want is like comma. Then I want a condition like this should be is equal to price. If the column heading is price, then and then only you add, otherwise you don't add. So the bracket complete. Just to add SUMIFS, the range to which I want to add, then the column on which the condition is there, T8 to AG8 should be equal to price. Now, if it is true, and see that equal sign is also taken into the double quotes. Equal sign, double quote, equal sign, price. If I press enter, what happens? Only the price, the columns which are equal to, which has the heading is equal to price, only those will get added. Now I want daily amount. So that is actually we want to calculate as far as the business is concerned. So in place of price, what I will do is I will put daily amount. Daily amount. And if I press enter, so this is what is the what this number is as far as the business is concerned. For in 10 days, sauces and spreads are sold of how much amount? This is the amount in 10 days. This was the number. Now, another thing is possible. Now, if I don't want this, sorry, star D star. So now this is okay. So star, what is the difference between star D? There only something is written before D and nothing is after D. So this will tell something is there before D also and something is there after D. So I'll remove the first star. Now this will also be same. This will also give the same answer. Right? So what does it mean? What does it mean? Sum ifs. You want to sum the range. This is the range which the numbers will be getting summed up. This is the range on which the condition is put. What is the condition? In double quote, equal to the number or the text which is starting with D, and there is some more characters are there after D also. So this is SUMIFS. This is what is the formula for this. And if I click enter, so this will be calculated. Now, if I drag it, what will happen? All the all the will be getting added, right? So why it is showing 0? Because the formula, it is not properly. So I'll change the formula, remains it. The condition is D8 to AG8, right? And not D9. So if I click on this, so automatically it will get calculated. So I'll select both. And I have to click on, double click on that. Okay, fine. Here also, I need to change D8 to AG8. Now, this problem, now why this is happening? The reason being, when I have dragged it, the next cell, the formula, it is automatically taking the next number. It is taking next number, right? So because of that, something is going on. Now, uh, get rid of this? So we can freeze the cell value. Like here, if I put dollar sign here, and if I put dollar sign here also, dollar sign here also. So there, this will help me, dollar sign here also, and dollar sign here also. It will help to freeze the cell. Now it won't change. Now, when I click enter, now when I drag it, so the values are getting some. So what I did is, I have told you two things. In this, I have told you two things. One is the SUMIF command also, and second one is the how to freeze the particular cell. When you are dragging it, automatically what Excel understand that I need to take the next cell now. But I don't want now. For example, when I've said initially I told like you take D8 and 8th row and 9th row. The Excel has calculated for 8th row and 9th row. Now when I dragged it, what it did is 9th and 10th he has taken. But what I want is 8th and 10th. So the cell or the row on which I have kept the condition, I want to freeze it. How to freeze it? With dollar signs. How to freeze it? See, how to freeze it with dollar sign. Dollar, then the character, then the number. Dollar, then the character. Then two dollar sign need to be put. A separate dollar sign for the character and a separate dollar sign for the number. What does it mean? A separate dollar sign for the column name and the separate dollar sign for the row name. Column name, vertical column name, these are characters, and horizontally are the rows, those are the numbers. So I need to put on the condition, I need to put the freeze, dollar sign for the row also, and dollar sign for the column also. This is the way how I have done. So this is the SUMIF command. SUMIF command is used. See, all the value has been called. So I can see it weekly. Here I will change weekly amount. So this is the weekly amount. I can properly drag it so that it will become. So this I can, if you want, like formatting proper. So here you can format it. And now what I want, how much total. So here you can see the first item I have sold for 5,000, second for around 2,000. The third item I have sold in 10 days for 35,000. One item which is at number 14, maybe that item is 14 number is, I don't know, ready to eat. It is costing 210. So I'm getting 10 days, I sold it off 1,12,000. So these are there. So numbers are there. Now I want how much collection is final total collection in 10 days. So I can do add to sum. This will go. So 4,46,000 is the total collection of my grocery store in 10 days for these 25 items. This is what it's meaning. So right. So you got it SUMIF. So you got three. Actually, we have seen today's 4 things. 5 things. One is how to add the cells, how to sum in different ways, sum of row, sum of column, or sum of selected cells, right? And then some if, then some ifs. So what is the syntax for sum if? What is the syntax for sum ifs? We have seen that. What I will do is, I can show the formula for sum ifs again. So sum ifs, then the range which I want to sum, then the range on which the condition is there, and then the third one is the condition which I want to put it. You can put multiple conditions also. But here in this table, we don't have multiple conditions. But if you require, you can put a multiple condition. Those will be get selected, and then SUMIFs will be. So these are the things. So this is what we have seen it for the sum. Right now, let's see the. So we have seen sum. We have seen sum. We have seen SUMIF. We have seen SUMIFs. Now we'll see SUMPRODUCT. Right. This is SUMPRODUCT. Okay. For SUMPRODUCT, we will create a sample sheet in which I will add some numbers like 2, 3, 4, and another one is 5, 6, 7. Now I'll use SUMPRODUCT is equal to SUMPRODUCT. So SUMPRODUCT. Then I'll select the first range which I want to do. The first range of cells I have selected, comma, second range of cells. So I've selected that, and then bracket complete, and if I click on this, I'll get an answer 56. This is some product. What exactly is happening at the background? Let us see. So what I will do is I will here I'll show how 56 has been calculated. Is equal to 2 into this. This I have done the same thing. Multiplication of 2 into 5. So I'll multiply for all 6 numbers. So 3 into 6 is 18. 4 into 7 is, and now, so I've done multiplication of, so product I did, product, and now I'll add this. So if I add these three, if I add to some all these three, so this is 56. So how the answer is coming 56? So what sum product is exactly doing? What sum product is exactly doing? It is multiplying 2 into 5, then adding. So first is my product. So product, first is product and then sum. So 2 into 5 plus this. So 3 into 6, 4 into 7. So 10 plus 18 plus 28. So it comes with this. So this is how sum product is. Okay, now we'll see the second point, average, average A, and average if. Right. So for this, we need to have created a separate table. Now you can see the table has got certain values. This is the table, and then there are certain calculations. So you see 22, 24, and then 5. These are the manually entered number to calculate the average, average, and the average, right? So we'll start with this. Now, if I click now here, I have already calculated the average. So this is what is the equal, average, and the syntax for it. For example, if I want to calculate the average of these two numbers, so I have to put a range C5, D5, so it will calculate the average. So what is the formula? The syntax is average. Then if you want, you can take a help. If you click and you can, so if C5, D5, so 22 and 24, I know that 22 and 24, the average is 26. So if I click on enter key, I'll get an answer 26. So this is the way which we can calculate the average. I have calculated the average of two number in a row. Now I'll calculate the average of two number in column, right? So I'll click here. I have already done that. So if I click here, equal average from C5 to C11. So if I select this as all the cells, C5 to C11, and if I click on enter, the average of that those cells, all numbers 22, 10, 36, 24, 56, 10, all will be added and divided by number of, so the average will be calculated. So 22 points, whatever the number has been added, that is what is the average. So this is the formula average I have used for row also and column also. Similarly, now I will do calculate average A. Next is average A. So this is the average A formula. Average A, and the syntax is again the range of the cell. So we'll have to select the same range of the cell, and if I click enter, I'll get the same answer. So it means that what exactly the difference in between average and average A. So what I will do is to show you the difference between average and average A, what I'll do is I will create another table, maybe another range 2, 4, then 2. One cell contains the value true, the false. Right? So these are the values. So if I'll apply a formula of average A. Okay, and if I select the range, bracket complete, enter key, I'll get the value 1.74. This is the average A. Average A formula and the range. Now what? How this 1.75 has been thought. So that we'll see what has been happening and what Excel did at the background. So what I will do is I'll put this two number as it is, for this number as it is. Now, if the cell contains 2, it's a logical values. If cell contains the 2, Excel automatically understands or assigns the value 1 to it. And if it is false, it assigns 0 to it. Now, if I calculate average of this range, enter, cell get us 1.75. So what does it mean? Average A is used to calculate the logical values also. How Excel understand the logical value? If certain cells contains the 2, it will automatically assign 1 to it, and if it is false, it will assign 0 to it. So this is what its meaning of average A. So we have seen average, we have seen average, we have seen average, we have seen for average for row, we have seen average for column, we have seen average A also, right? The formula for average. Now we'll see average if. Right? Now, what exactly the average if is? Now, average, let's see the syntax of average if. This is equal to, then average if, then the range, and then the condition on which I want to put a condition for on that range. Now, what condition I have put? These are the cells from C5 to C11. Select that and then add, take or calculate the average of only those number who has a value greater than 25. If I click on enter, what will happen? Only those cells whose value is more than 25, the average of that will be, those numbers will be calculated. This, for example, this will not be considered because it is not more than 25, right? Again, this will not be considered, this will be considered, then these two numbers will be considered, and then their average will be calculated. This is what is done with average if. So this is what is average if. So we have seen three: average, and then average A and average if. Hope you understood this. Now, next to the next. So we have seen average, average, and average. Now we'll see next the count, count A and count F. Fine. So for count A, count this, what I would do is the same things I will put it now. Just the formula for count, right? The syntax is also appeared in front of you. Now what is the syntax? Is count is a function, and then into bracket you have to put a range which you want to count. So if I click on enter key, what will happen? The Excel will calculate out of this table how many cells are filled with numbers only. So how many cells are filled? 26. So if you can see how to, we'll check, we'll cross check it. These are the, like this, these are the 7 cells, 7 into 20, 7 to 3 is 21. So 21 cells are there. 21, so this is 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. These are the only 26 cells which will be counted by count function. Which are left back are the text or the cells which are blank or in which the text is there. So those are not counted. So it is what is the syntax for count. Simple syntax. Count, it will count the cells which are filled with numbers. This is count. Now next is count blank. Next is count. Count blank again equal count blank and then the range which I want to count blank the number. What it will do, it will count the blank cells of that selected range. If I click on enter, so the line number, you can see in this entire selection area, there are 9 cells which are blank. We'll calculate the 9 cells: 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, then 6, 7, 8, and 9. Right? Only blank cells will be counted. The cells which has the number value or text value will not be counted when you are using the Excel function count blank. So count blank we have seen count, we have seen count. We've seen count blank, right? So this is what we have seen. Now next, we'll see count ifs. So this is important. Now if we'll see count if, what exactly the count if is there? Like count if syntax is count if function, then the range for which I want to do the count if, and then the criteria for which I want to apply for that particular range. Now what I want is, for the selected range, I want to count only those cells which has value greater than 20. So I wrote the formula and then completed the bracket. And if I can make enter key, see the 6 cells are there which has value greater than 20. So we'll check which cells has a value greater than 20 in this, right, in this range. So this has greater than 1, greater than 21, 2, then 3, then 4, 5, and the date will also be getting calculated. So these are the 6 cells which has value greater than 20. See. Within the range C5 to C17, there are 6 cells which has values greater than 20. This is these count ifs. Now count if can be, now listen carefully, I am moving further ahead. Like count if can be applied to multiple cells with multiple conditions. What I did, see the table is already got highlighted. If I use equal sign countif function and then the range C5 to C17, and I'm putting a criteria, select only those cells which has the value greater than 20. Another condition I have put, like select the range from D15 to D17 and the values are again greater than 20. Now count, what does it mean? Count only those cells which has both columns C and D, only those cells which has value greater than 20. Now just check it, which one has the value greater than 20. Now there are only 3 cells which has a value greater than 20. Now which are those 3 cells? Let's check. Now here, greater than 20, greater than 20. C also greater than 20, D also greater than 20, count number 1. Here, no, not counted. Here, so this will not be counted. So 20, this will be counted, then this will be counted, then the 8th row will not be counted, 9th row will also not be counted, 10th row will be counted, 11th row will not be counted. Reason being 10 is less than 20. 12th row, one is blank, so will not be cancelled. Absent will not be also be counted. 13th row, first, okay, C counted, but what about D? No, 0 blank, so will not be counted. 14 number also will not be counted. 15 number, first is blank, C is not counted, then the counted. 17 number will also not be counted. So there are only 3 cells which have got value greater than 20. So this is what is the COUNTIF function which I have used for 2 different conditions, 2 criteria also I used and 2 columns also I used, right? So we have seen count, count blank, COUNTIF. It work for date also. So what I will do is I'll add some date here, 12/12/2024. So if I click here, see, it is including date. So dates and numbers will be included for counting the cell. This is very useful for some of the cases, like for example, it's a huge data, big data, in which there are multiple cells and multiple sheets are also there. And out of that, if I want to calculate it, for example, there are 1,000, take a university result, say there are 1,000 students, and now out of 1,000 students, how many are absent? Immediately you can calculate with this, because AB will be calculated separately, and so the only number there, all the flavors are there of count, flavors are there of that count, that also we'll see. So count has how many flavors? Let's see, count has 5 flavors. Count is also there. Count A is also there. Count blank is also there. COUNTIF and COUNTIFs. So count, count A, COUNTIF, and COUNTIFs are same as average, average A, average if, and average ifs. It will be same. Only what will be the difference? There it will calculate average, and here it will calculate the count, the number of cells. Count blank, let's see one condition. So we'll put it COUNTIF, COUNTIF, COUNTIF. So now if COUNTIF, now this is the range which I have selected, comma, and then I want to put a condition. Condition, I have to put it in double quote, greater than maybe, no, let's say greater than maybe 20. And then the inverted comma complete, bracket complete, and enter. See, there are only 6 cells which has the greater than 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is the cell, which is again it's a greater than 20. But some of the number date is more than, so 6 cell. I'll just highlight it again. 1, 2, greater than 20, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. These are the 6 cell which will be counted if you are using COUNTIF function. So this is the way